Every time I wear this Twins hat, I feel like the Cleveland baseball gods are going to smite me down. But you know what? It's MLB recap. We're fine. What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap spring training edition. We have not missed one yet. I almost took a day off, but I was looking at the news and there is just so much to talk about. So unfortunately for me, and luckily for you, I'm not taking a day off. We have Trevor Bauer looking like Patchy the Pirate, striking people out with one eye closed as if he was wearing an eye patch. We also have a few key injury updates on Forrest Whitley, Jared Kelenic. It's not looking good for Whitley. He might have to go through Tommy John surgery, which is a big pain, a big yikes for the Houston Astros. I know they cheated, but I never want any of their players to get injured. There's a fine line. There's making jokes and then there's wishing injury on players. A few days ago, we showed a clip of a young man catching a ball out in right field, but then not catching it because he got too cocky, he got too arrogant, he thought it was in his glove, but realistically, it was 2 feet away from him, and then another guy stole it. But Dom Smith of the New York Mets fortunately hit it to pretty much the exact same spot, and this kid was finally able to escape with a home run ball. So I'm happy for him. He actually made a TikTok and put my clip in the TikTok. So there you go. These videos, it sometimes surprises me how many people see them and the reach of them, and it's all because of you. So thank you and shout out to every single person that watches MLB Recap. An update on Forrest Whitley, the top prospect from the Houston Astros. So a few days ago, Framber Valdez went down with a fractured finger. We still don't, he's a lefty, I should hold up my left hand. We don't know if he's going to be out for the entire season, but they were going to fill that void with Whitley, but unfortunately it came out that he was experiencing arm fatigue, and now a doctor's opinion has now concluded he needs Tommy John surgery because they found a sprain in his UCL. I genuinely feel bad for Forrest because he's had a really long stretch. He's been suspended. He's had so many injuries. He's going on 23 years old. He probably should have been called up a year ago, but unfortunately, injuries and being suspended prevented him from doing so. Now, luckily for the Astros, they were able to acquire the services of Jake Odorizzi, so this is not going to sting as bad, but still, losing Valdez and Whitley in the span of about 72 hours, that hurts a lot. Now, moving on to another injury that I do want to talk about, Jared Kelenic of the Seattle Mariners, one of the best prospects in all of Major League Baseball, not just the Mariners farm system. He has a grade 2 strain in his left leg, so he will be out for the immediate future, but he came out and said that he's going to be back in a week. So fortunately for Mariners fans, your superstar prospect, he should be fine. I don't know what the Cleveland baseball team is going to do with their superstar players, I should say star players of Jose Ramirez and Franmil Reyes. I'm not even sure that you can classify Franmil Reyes as a star, but Jose Ramirez is a top 20 player in baseball. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They both violated COVID protocols. So if we go back to last year when Mike Clevinger and Zach Plesac violated COVID protocols, Mike Clevinger ended up getting traded and Zach Plesac was kept at a alternate site for about a month. I don't know if that's going to be the same case for Jose Ramirez and Reyes because we need them. We legitimately will suck if we do not have J-Ram in that lineup. So now it kind of comes to the morality of, do you hold them out or do you bring them back a little bit quicker because without them you're going to suck? I know 99% of us watching this video have gone out in the last year, even if it's just one time to a restaurant or to the post office. If you follow the rules, you should be fine, but these guys are getting paid millions of dollars. The least that they could do is follow the rules and not put their manager's life in jeopardy because his health is failing over the last year and a half. I'm hoping he gets better, but this is just not a good look. For the second time in a year, their players are breaking protocols. Jo Adell, in my opinion, is going to be a superstar for the LA Angels, and yesterday, he almost took the form of Fernando Tatis Jr. I'm going to show the clip right now. So this is Jo Adell going yard. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and show Fernando Tatis Jr. They kind of have the same load. They have the same stance. They have the same follow through. Could you imagine if Jo Adell is the next Fernando Tatis Jr., but of outfielders? That would be so much fun, and I really hope it happens, and maybe he can play center field and possibly move Mike Trout to left field. I only say that not because Mike Trout can't play center field, but I want to preserve his health as long as possible, maybe give him a less taxing job in left field and let Joe Adell prosper in center. So there you go. Moving on to a few more young players that are showing some huge ceilings. Bobby Witt Jr. had a 2-run blast yesterday, just a few days after hitting an inside the park home run. So he's got the speed, he's got the defense, he obviously has the power. And then CJ Abrams, who was actually deemed a few days ago as the next Fernando Tatis Jr. by a writer at MLB.com. I mean, that ceiling is really high. Abrams does not have the power of Fernando Tatis Jr., but he's making some sick plays in the infield, and it just makes me think, why did the Padres give a lot of money to Ha-Seong Kim when he's going to be playing second base, maybe left field? Why wouldn't they just use Abrams? Kind of confuses me. The moment that you've all been waiting for, Trevor Bauer strikes out the guy that we just brought up, Ha-Seong Kim, with one eye. You can see he's pointing at the eye, blah, blah, blah. Trevor Bauer is just having fun in spring training.
Can you explain what you were doing there?
Yeah, I figured if they can't score off me with one eye open, it's going to be difficult to score off me with two eyes open. So just having a little bit of fun.
So obviously he's being facetious. There is a real scientific method as to why he's pitching with one eye closed. Apparently he's going to release that soon on his YouTube channel. Now Kim, who struck out, what is that third baseman doing? That third baseman looks like a football player trying to tackle Ha-Seong Kim as if he's Adrian Peterson going up the middle. I mean, this is just bad. This is probably the worst play of spring training so far. Staying on the topic of the Dodgers, well, actually, I should say a former Dodger player, Jock Peterson, is going yard yet again for his brand new team, the Chicago Cubs. And I have a question for you all in the comment section down below. Do we think that the Cubs are going to have a bounce back year? Yesterday, I talked about the Phillies and how they're a little bit sneaky in terms of their prospects that could come up and make some noise with Spencer Howard and Bryson Stott. And the same kind of goes for the Chicago Cubs. If they get bounce back seasons from Chris Bryant and Javier Baez, and if Jock Peterson rakes, their pitching staff is horrible, I get that. But does anyone out there watching this video think the Cubs are going to be a sneaky team to make the playoffs? I don't believe it's going to happen, but maybe there's one of you out there that can give a legitimate reason as to why it could. This absolutely means nothing, but I wanted to go ahead and show it real quick before we talk about Jameson Taillon of the Yankees facing his former team. The Mariners have somehow managed to tie 4 straight games in a row. 4 ties? That's never going to happen ever again. Moving on over to Jameson Taillon. He did not have the best start, but I wanted to go ahead and bring it up because he's coming back from Tommy John surgery and he faced his old team, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Gregory Polanco, who went 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a home run. He spoke after the game that him and Taillon are going to be brothers forever because they've been through a lot of injuries together, and it's just, you love to see it because even though they're on different teams, they still have a huge amount of respect for each other, and I hope that Gregory Polanco has a big year and is able to support Ke'Bryan Hayes, and the same for Jameson Taillon for the Yankees. 2 different clubs on 2 different trajectories, but I like the brotherhood. Now, last but not least, in terms of the MLB content, we have the Rockies erupting for 7 runs and 1 single inning yesterday. Now, again, it doesn't really mean much, but it does pose the question. Do we think that the Rockies are going to win 60 games, or are they going to be one of those 45 to 50 win teams? Please let me know in the comment section down below, because we're going to end today's video with a few college clips. Look at this slide right here. My boy turned into Superman for a second. He is on the OSU Cowboys. He was able to avoid the tag and actually be safe. And then Kumar Rocker, who probably is going to go #1 in the draft. He fans 11. And I wanted to show this pitch overview from Pitching Rebel. So first at real speed, and second, we're going to slow it down. His fastball gets up to 99 miles an hour and his off speed is just ridiculous. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe out there and peace out.